Guys, what is going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. So guys, obviously we've been shocked in the boxing world yesterday. Last night we were shocked. We all thought that the AJ Fury fight was happening, and we've been hit with shocking news that Deontay Wilder has won the court case, and now he is pushing for the third fight with Tyson Fury, the trilogy. Tyson Fury has claimed that Deontay Wilder is asking for $20 million to step aside. Obviously, we know that the only way this AJ Fury fight can happen is a fight that obviously all the British fans and a lot of the world boxing fans want to see this fight, to see who the best heavyweight in the world is for the undisputed. And now Wilder's won the court case, so Wilder's holding all the marbles. He's in the position of power, and he can call the shots in the sense of what he wants to happen. He doesn't have to. He could want the fight, or he could step aside, or Fury's team can negotiate with him and ask for a sum of money, or pay him a sum of money that Wilder and his team will be happy with, to step aside and then guarantee he'll fight the winner. I think there's a lot to look at in this situation. I'll tell you why. I think there's a lot to digest or dissect, so to speak, because I think the water right now is very muddy. And what I mean by that is there's Joshua's camp, right? If Joshua was to beat Tyson Fury, which is a possibility, right? There's no negotiations between Wilder and Joshua, and we all know that we already know what happened between the negotiations a couple years ago with Wilder and Joshua, how they could never come to terms. So if Joshua was to beat Tyson Fury, which is a possibility, then how are they going to come to that agreement? Because at the end of the day, Joshua's got nothing to do with what's going on right now. So I'm pretty sure it's not just the money. Wilder's going to have to be guaranteed a crack at the winner. And how's he going to be guaranteed a crack at the winner if AJ's got to agree to the deal and stuff? He's got to agree to that. So it's a difficult situation from there. And also, Wilder asking for $20 million, right? That's almost probably a third of Tyson Fury's purse. If Fury's getting 70 million, what we're hearing reported, that's almost a third of his purse. That's a third of his purse, because that's gonna be coming out of his purse. Now, Bob Arum has categorically said that we're not paying Deontay Wilder step aside money. We're gonna fight him, get him out of the way. Maybe Tyson Fury would want to pay that step aside because he'll look at it and think, I've got a huge payday against Anthony Joshua, right? If he's getting 70 million, if he has to give 10 million away, it's still a 60 million payday. It's still a 60 million payday, which he's not going to get from any other fight. So but Deontay Wilder, here's what I think Deontay Wilder's doing. Deontay Wilder doesn't want to step aside. I think Malik Scott has already come out and said no amount of money is going to step Deontay Wilder aside. However, what Deontay Wilder's doing, Deontay Wilder knows that they're not going to pay him 20 million to step aside. It's just not practical. You know, that would be crazy. Imagine that. Imagine that, getting paid 20 million. But basically, this is what Deontay Wilder's doing. If the offer's too good to be true, and then he's guaranteed the crack, it's not just the 20 million. He was definitely going to want some assurance that he gets to fight the winner. It's not just the money here. He'd want insurances that he gets to fight the winner. Then he gets another big payday by fighting the winner. So Deontay Wilder's kind of, in my opinion, what he's doing, he's basically thinking, if the offer's too good to be true, I'll take it, I'll sit aside, and as long as I fight the winner. Because we all know Wilder's made a lot of money from the two Fury fights, and he's a wealthy man. So he's not worried about the money, in the sense that he knows he's got plenty of money. And he knows the Fury fight, if he has another Fury fight, he's going to get paid a lot more money. So he's in a great position. He's in a position of power. Because right now, Wilder can sit back and say, listen, he can either sit back or take the step aside money, which is going to be a lot of money, and it's going to be what he wants, right? I know Fury might not agree with it, but if he's not going to agree with it, then he's going to have to fight him, where he's going to get paid a huge amount of purse. So Wilder's in a great position. It all really depends on what Wilder wants to do. I personally think Wilder wants to fight Fury because this isn't just about money. This is a lot more than that. I think this goes deeper than that. Wilder's been hurt. His ego's been hurt. And I think he wants to come back and put a beating on Tyson Fury. Whether you guys think he can do it or not, he believes he can. And that's a mindset of a champion. Whether just because you saw the second fight and you thought he got outclassed, fair enough. But Wilder believes he can beat Fury. And I don't think there's going to be any kind of money that's going to stop him unless the money's too good to be true and Wilder gets guaranteed a shot at the winner. If Wilder gets guaranteed a shot at the winner and he gets a huge step aside payday, then I feel that he'll probably do it. But there's no way Tyson Fury is going to be willing to pay 20 million to Deontay Wilder to step aside. It's crazy money, especially if it's coming out of his own. If it's not coming out of his own purse, then he won't care. But if it's coming out of his own purse, then there's no way Tyson Fury is going to be willing to give a third. That's almost, if he's just say getting 70 million, right? That's a third of his purse, more than a third of his purse. It's more than a quarter of his purse. More than 25% of his purse he's paying to Wilder. That would be crazy. So, to be honest with you, I think it wouldn't make sense. I think it would make sense for Fury to fight Wilder. But again, I'll say it again. There's no guarantee Fury's going to beat Wilder. I've seen a lot of people's reaction online. Oh, I want to see Wilder Fury beat Wilder again. Fury's going to beat him again easy. It's not a foregone conclusion. When you got someone like Deontay Wilder who's very unpredictable, who punches very, very hard, it's not a foregone conclusion. Boxing's never a foregone conclusion. Right? Andy Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua. You'd say Wilder has more chance going into a fight than what Ruiz did. And yes, Ruiz might have been underestimated a little bit, but Wilder's got X factor, and that X factor is his punching power. He's got serious punching power. And let's not forget, Wilder is going to be coming with a game plan this time. Wilder knows what he's going to be expecting. He's going to be expecting the mover. He could expect the guy that comes forward. He's going to be expecting that now. So Wilder is going to be he's going to be preparing a game plan with his team. Wilder's not just going to come there and, just do what he did last time. Wilder's going to be more improved, or he should be. Or that's how we should think he will be. Because we're not going to expect him. If he comes like he did last time, we know it didn't work. So the way I'm looking at it is Wilder's going to come with a game plan. Whether that game plan works is irrelevant. But the fact is he's coming with a strategy this time. 100% he'll be coming with a strategy. He's working with Malik Scott. Him and his team will be coming with a strategy on how to defeat Tyson Fury. That in itself is dangerous. They'll be preparing for everything. And like I said, Wilder's going to be very, very determined. Do I think that's going to be enough to beat Fury? I don't think so. But the people out there that are making out like Wilder's got no shot, then I totally disagree. Because anyone with the power of Deontay Wilder has a chance in any fight they go into. Yes, is Fury a substantial favorite? Yes, but that doesn't mean he can't lose. That doesn't mean that Tyson Fury, we haven't seen him have off nights. Yes, we have. We saw him have off nights with McDermott. I know it was a long time ago. We saw him not look great against Otto Wallin. Tyson Fury himself is unpredictable. You don't know what Tyson Fury turns up. And like I said, with Wilder, you just have to make one mistake and it's over. And every night is different. Just because you beat someone in the second fight, that doesn't mean that the third fight is going to be... It's all different. It's all different. A different fight. Look at Pacquiao Marquez. Different fights. And yes, people are going to say, well, Wilder hasn't got the skill set, but he's got punching power. When you've got that kind of punching power, you're dangerous. It's heavyweight boxing. It just takes one punch. If you think that Fury is, Fury's a favorite, but if you think that Wilder's got no shot, then I don't think you've been following boxing very long. Because although Fury's a substantial favorite, of course he is. Look at what he did to him the second time, and psychologically he's on top of Wilder. Like, he's in a great place right now, Fury. For me, Fury beats every heavyweight. He's the best heavyweight in the world for me. However, I just think people are overlooking Wilder. I don't think this is going to be as easy as what people think. So I personally, in terms of this whole situation, I think Wilder's in a great position. Wilder's calling the shots right now, because Wilder, if he wants to fight Tyson Fury, that fight will happen next. Again, we don't know the full details. We don't know the implications of what I mean by that. What does this mean? This judge ruling in favor of Wilder, does that mean there'll be some kind of legal implications on Fury? Does it mean that you know, that Fury can fight AJ, but he'll have to drop the WBC belt? See, we don't know what's what. Nobody's come out and confirmed it. But from what Fury's saying, Fury's basically saying Deontay Wilder wants 20 million to step aside. So that means that Deontay Wilder seems like he holds a lot. He's in a great position right now, because he's asking for crazy money to step aside, right? And the reason why he's asking for that, because he doesn't want to step aside. And the only way he will step aside if it's for crazy money. That's why he's asking for 20 million. If that is true, and because that's Fury said it himself on his Instagram, that Wilder's asking for 20 million. Because I think what Wilder's doing is, if the offer's too good to be true, I'll take it. If not, then Fury and me fight. And I think that's what Deontay Wilder's doing. And to be honest, you can't blame him. Anyone would do exactly the same if you were in Wilder's position. I know people are having a go at Wilder. Some people just hate Wilder, you know. But I see things from a neutral standpoint. I actually like Deontay Wilder as a fighter. I think he's a brilliant fighter in terms of excitement. Yeah, he's not the most. He hasn't got the greatest boxing skills, but I believe he's got X factor. He's got punching power. He's very exciting. He's great to watch. You know, he's not everybody's cup of tea, but everyone views things differently. I've always liked Wilder. I think Wilder's a good fighter. He's an exciting fighter. He's great to watch. And you know, all of this stuff that, you know, we saw after the fight and stuff, it was disappointing, because I like Wilder. I'm a fan of Wilder. I like his style. He's an exciting heavyweight. And I always thought, someone pointed this out to me, that they wanted to see AJ v. Wilder. I always wanted to see that fight, because I felt that fight would be so exciting, so explosive. And with Wilder being out of the ring for so long, that's why I wanted Wilder to come back, even if it wasn't against Fury. I wanted him to come back and fight, because I like Wilder's fighting style. I think he's very exciting to watch. So yeah, whether he fights Fury or whether he fights Ruiz, I want to see Wilder back. I want to see Wilder back. And like I said, I think if it's a trilogy fight, listen, I want to see AJ Fury. But if we're not going to get that, and it doesn't look like we are going to get that, I'll take Wilder Fury. Why not? I'm a boxing fan, man. I'll watch it, and you'll all watch it. I know you're all complaining because you wanted to see AJ Fury, but, you know, we've got to take what we get. And for me, Fury Wilder's a good fight as well. You know, I'm definitely going to be tuning in. All of you will be tuning in as well. So, to be honest with you, I personally think that Fury Wilder will happen. I just can't see AJ Fury happening now. I just can't see it, because like I said, I don't think Wilder's going to step aside. I don't think it's about the money. And Malik Scott, the fact that Malik Scott said what he said, that, you know, no money is going to we're not stepping aside. We're not stepping aside. A lot of people question whether Wilder wants the third fight. He's just doing it to get a pick. I don't think so. I think Wilder does want the third fight. I believe Wilder does want it, because, like I said, his ego pride has been hurt. He wants to revenge that loss. He wants to revenge that loss. But either way you look at it, Deontay Wilder's in a great place right now. And he's calling the shots. He's calling the shots. So, yeah, leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think Deontay Wilder is going to get his fight with Tyson Fury? Do you think Deontay Wilder will accept step-aside money? I don't think so. Because at the end of the day, why would Deontay Wilder let two of his rivals, right, go and fight for the undisputed and make a shed load of money amongst each other, while he sits back and watches them be involved in the biggest fight in boxing and one of them become undisputed? Surely that's not going to sit well with Deontay Wilder, especially if he can stop that. And surely it's not about the money, about stepping aside. Surely it's not. I just don't think he will step aside. I personally think he will enforce what he can enforce, and I think you'll see Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And Bob Arum has already said that they've got the Allianz Stadium, I think in Vegas, already booked for July 24th, which is my birthday. So yeah, they've got that booked for that date already. So they've already got a provision. They've already got that already planned. You know, that fight probably is going to go ahead. So yeah, let's see how this all plays out. It has been a bit of shock to the system last couple of days, but let's see how it all plays out, guys. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.